y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a book haul. I haven't done one in a while. I don't know if I'll film here all the time. I'll probably be upstairs too in the book room, but I had all these down here in case I decided to film during the time I was doing Vlogmas. So I'm not going to take them right back up to film when they're already down here. So, but I want to get them put away, so I thought I would do this first after the anticipated release video. So first I'll start with the books that were sent to me. HarperCollins had sent me the second book in this graphic novel series, Lost Legends of Nothing by Alejandra Green and Fanny Rodriguez. I have the first book I bought myself, so I cannot wait to dive into these, binge read them. And the art is beautiful. And they sent a hardback, so thank you so much. The naked hardback is just the same as the cover. I'm so excited. This isn't out now. I will edit in here. January 17th. Thank you so much. And the author had sent me the third in the Secrets of the Twilight Gen series by John Peregrine. This is Max and the Citadel of Light. I love the first two books so much, and he sent a hardcover. Thank you so much. But I'm so excited. I just love this series so much, so I cannot wait to dive back in. And then HarperCollins, Harper Alley sent me the first book in the Dungeon Club series, Roll Call, like Dungeons and Dragons, by Molly Knox Ostertag and Xanthe Boma. I think this is out now. If not, I'll edit it in here. So if I didn't edit, that means it's out now. It's the naked hardcover. Just beautiful art. Middle school is a dungeon. At least that's how Jess sees it. Luckily, she and her best friend Olivia know how to escape into the sprawling worlds of their own imaginations. The two friends have always loved making up stories, first with little kid games of make-believe, and more recently with the fantasy role-playing games of Dungeons and Dragons. When they play, Olivia runs the game as Dungeon Master, and Jess is a solo party member, playing a Take No Prisoners lone wolf character of her own design named Sir Corius. But when Olivia wants to add new players to their group, Jess finds herself struggling to share their game and her best friend. Will their epic campaign withstand all this change, or has their story and their friendship finally come to an end? Can't wait. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Penguin Random House Kids sent me the third book in the Sinister Summer series by Kirsten White, Camp Creepy. I read the first two books really recently and I love them. The first one I bought myself, and the second one Random House has sent me. Thank you so much. I love this series so much, and I cannot wait to see where they go next on their Sinister Summer vacation. It's just so much fun and gothic vibes and kooky and weird, and just I love it so much. Thank you so much. And this comes out in January, and I'll edit in here the date it comes out. Comes out January 3rd. And then they just sent me this one, and I'm so excited. I'm not going to read the synopsis because I was just in my January anticipated release video. I think it comes out the 24th of January. If I'm wrong, I'll edit it in here. But Heroes of Haven Song, Dragon Boy by Megan Hayes. I am so excited. It's such a highly anticipated release. I cannot believe I have it in my hands. Thank you so much, Penguin Random House. I won this in a giveaway on Instagram, on Storygram Tours, hosted with the author, Ryan Calejo. It's the Charlie Hernandez Mythic Collection, so all three books in the series. Charlie Hernandez and the League of Shadows. Charlie Hernandez grew up listening to his grandmother tell him stories from Latino and Hispanic mythology. Sometimes she'd draw pictures of the monsters from the tales for him to identify. Charlie thought it was all a game, but he should have known better. Charlie's abuela hated party games. Now his entire world has turned upside down. A fire destroyed his house and his parents have disappeared. Now Charlie is living with a temporary guardian while the police continue to look for his mom and dad. On top of that, he's grown horns. Yes, real honest-to-goodness horns. Then the feathers appear. Feathers growing out of his pores, covering his arms and chest. And suddenly he's reminded of one of his abuela's myths. This one was about a creature called a morphling, a shapeshifter. But myths aren't real, are they? As Charlie and his longtime crush, Violet Ray, set out to search for the truth, they realize that some monsters aren't hiding under the bed. They're hiding in plain sight. And then Charlie Hernandez and the Castle of Bones. Charlie Hernandez and the Golden Dunes. So excited. With all the books that were sent to me, or that I won, I think I only have two sequels. First is from a book I have read. The book was called The Wish, I believe, and the Otherworld series by Victoria Harris. And I believe the author had sent me that first book, and I really enjoyed it, so I bought this one myself. And this is The Shining Sword. And it looks longer than the first one, so I'm excited. And I cannot wait. And then I had recently hauled the first book in the Paws graphic novel series. I had waited to get it closer to this one's release, and this is the second one, Mindy Makes Some Space by Michelle Sarah Sacorn and Nathan Fairbairn. I'm excited to binge read these. The art is so beautiful. And then, because I collect, and I've been wanting these for so long, when I first started. And then devotionals on top of that, because I'm Christian and the art's beautiful, and just devotionals period. So I'm so excited I finally got these. This one was included when they were doing their sale. They had like a buy 3 for the price of 2. So I got it. The Anna Green Gables devotional, Rachel Dodge. The Anna Green Gables devotional offers lovely inspiration that explores the theme of God's love and faithfulness through the pages of the classic L.M. Montgomery novel, cherished by generations of readers. Each reader corresponds with a chapter from the book and invites you to embrace God's redemptive plans for your life as his very own adoptive daughter in Christ. This beautiful book includes original artwork throughout, and each devotion includes examples from the novel, scripture, life application questions, and prayers. It's perfect as a personal read or a gift for a bosom friend. This one I got because it got marked way down because they're usually kind of expensive, and so I picked it up. The Little Women devotional. It says this one offers lovely inspiration that explores the themes of faith, family, contentment, wisdom, and joy in the classic Louisa May Alcott novel. Each reading corresponds with a chapter from the book. So basically the same thing. And the newest one that just came out, The Secret Garden, it got marked down. So I picked that up when it wasn't marked down as much as that one, but Secret Garden, I don't know if I just said that. And I love The Secret Garden, so. Lovely inspiration that explores the themes of faith, family, contentment, wisdom, and joy in the classic Frances Hodgson Burnett novel. It invites you to embrace God's guiding hand as you're becoming his new creation with themes of growth, spiritual nourishment, God's love and care, and his transforming power. This beautiful chapter-by-chapter devotional includes original artwork. Perfect for groups, book clubs, or personal reflection. I'm going to show you artwork inside of this one, but the Little Women, I just love them, and it just worked out to where I got them all around the same time too, so that worked out perfectly. I'm so happy I finally have them all. And then I recently went and sold some books to a local bookstore and picked up some while I was there. Let's talk about the ones first, because they have new books and then they have used books. So I'll talk about the used ones first. I got The Egypt Game by Zilpha Ketley Snyder. I've been eyeing her books for a long time. So, and I kind of like these covers better, so I don't know. And I got it for $2. The first time Melanie Ross meets April Hall, she's not sure they have anything in common, but she soon discovers that they both love anything to do with ancient Egypt. When they stumble upon a deserted storage yard beyond the A to Z antiques and curio shop, Melanie and April decide it's the perfect spot for the Egypt game. Before long, there are 6 Egyptians instead of 2. After school and on weekends, they all meet to wear costumes, hold ceremonies, and work on their secret code. Everyone thinks it's just a game until strange things begin happening to the players. Has the Egypt game gone too far? So excited. And there's illustrations inside. This author I love so much, that Eleanor Roosevelt ghost book that I mentioned recently, because she's got a new book coming out, so I talked about it in my anticipated releases. Diane K. Salerni. And so I've had this on my wish list forever, the 8th Day series. So I got the first book. It was $2, and I'm so excited to finally have it. When newly orphaned Jack Aubrey awakes to a world without people, the day after his 13th birthday, he thinks it's the apocalypse. But then the next day is a regular old Thursday. Has Jack gone crazy? What's going on? Riley Pender, Jack's sort of clueless 18-year-old guardian, breaks the news. Jack's just experienced the 8th day, an extra 24-hour period between Wednesday and Thursday. Some people, like Jack and Riley, have the ability to live in all 8 days, but others, like Evangeline, the teenage girl who's been hiding in the house next door for years, exist only on this special day. At first, it's awesome to have a secret day, but as Jack gets to know the very guarded Evangeline, he discovers that she is the sought-after key to an ancient spell rooted in Arthurian legend. And Riley, who forgets to pay bills and buy groceries, is sworn to keep her safe from those who want to use her to eliminate the 7-day world and all who live there. Jack tries to protect Evangeline, but with his new friend's life on the line, as well as the threat of human destruction, he is faced with the impossible choice: trigger a real apocalypse or sacrifice Evangeline. So intrigued, and I know I love her writing from that, so I'm so excited. And this is a series I've always seen around. It's just, I don't know. And I like this illustration. I don't remember if there was other illustrations, but so I don't remember which book this is in the series, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. Yeah, it's the third one. Okay, it's the third installment. But it was $2, so I went ahead and picked it up because I know I do want the whole series. Pendragon. This is the Neverwar by DJ McHale. And they just look and sound like something I'm really going to enjoy. So when I saw one of the books for $2 and never read, I picked it up. And then Mary Downing Hahn, which I just read 3 of her books. One was a graphic novel adaptation, but still. So saw this one for $2, so yes, please. Stepping on the Cracks. I think there's a sequel too, I'm not sure, but Margaret and her best friend Elizabeth both have brothers fighting the war against Hitler, and like everyone else they know, they are filled with feelings of patriotism. But the girls are also involved in their own personal world at home. Gordie Smith is the worst bully in the 6th grade, teases and torments them in the meanest ways, and Margaret is scared to death of him. But when Gordie and his pals, Toad and Doug, grow bolder than ever, Margaret and Elizabeth come up with a daring plan to get even. That's when the girls discover a shocking secret about Gordie that turns their lives upside down and draws them into a startling confrontation with family, friends, and their own strongly held ideas. So I used to like her darker, or like horror or thriller or whatever, so this is interesting. I'm excited to have it. This is a series I've been eyeing for so long. I didn't realize how short it was though, so I don't know if I really will continue because it just depends. I'm gonna do some research about it and see. But this was $2, so I just went ahead and picked it up. It's the Gateway series, and this is The Four-Fingered Man by Cerberus Jones. When Amelia's parents decide to reopen a creepy old hotel, Amelia and her new friend Charlie quickly discover that the place is much more than it seems. The Gateway is no ordinary hotel, and its guests aren't just visiting from other cities and towns. And then, again, that author of like the Egypt game, Zilpha Ketley Snyder, The Unseen. And this was $2. Xandra Hobson has always been fascinated by magic, so when she rescues a beautiful wounded bird, she is convinced that the glowing white feather it leaves behind must be magical. When she brings the feather to school, she is surprised to find that Belinda is interested in it too. Belinda is a weird girl whom everybody makes fun of, and Xandra doesn't want to be seen with her, but she seems to know something about the feather. She calls it a key. But a key to what? And how does it work? When Xandra tries to use the key, she becomes aware of an unseen world full of invisible phantoms. Some of them are soft and cuddly, like the young animals she has rescued and nursed to health, but others are terrifying monsters who bite her until she bleeds. Is the key's magic a gift or a nightmare? Intrigued by that. The rest were full price. This is the second book, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. I still have to get the first book. I did get the third book, but I got the second book at the bookstore. It's book 2 of the Navigator Trilogy by Ian McNamee, City of Time. And I've just never seen these before, ever. And I'm so intrigued, so when I looked it up on Goodreads while I was there, so I picked that up. And then I got the third book off like eBay, and it's the Navigator. So I just need to get the first book, but I'm so excited. And then the same kind of thing with this one. I looked it up on Goodreads and it sounded amazing. Never heard of it before, never seen it before. It's the Phoenix Rising trilogy. This is book 3, World's End by Erica Rello. And I got the first book off like eBay, but I have to find the second book still. Alyssa's Quest is the first book. 13-year-old Alyssa is unaware of the adventures in store for her. She knows she is special in her gift of speaking to animals, but doubts it will ever amount to much, other than a lifetime of arguments with her sassy donkey Gertrude. With her mother dead and her past a mystery, Alyssa resigns herself to a quiet fate as an apprentice healer in the creepy, sleepy valley of High Crossing. But soon a royal guest comes to town and changes that fate forever. Alyssa leaves home with the mysterious Lord Falk, only to find that she has become a pawn in the battle for his kingdom. She and Gertrude are traded to the evil Khan and imprisoned at his citadel. There Alyssa is befriended by a young servant girl with a curious gift of her own. Together they may be able to escape the Khan and make their way home, if Alyssa can decide where home is. It sounds amazing. I'm so excited. I found 2 series that I'd never heard of before, actually 3, because they had the books of this series, The Long Light Legacy by Dennis Foon. So they had the second book, Free Walker. It was just beautiful. And then The Keeper's Shadow. So again, I went online and got the first book on eBay. The Dirt Eaters. And so these are more like upper middle grade, I would say. When Rowan's parents and the people of Longlight perish in a raid, Rowan is torn between a desire for revenge and the pledge to peace that ruled his village. Taken in by a sect of warrior priests called the Brothers, Rowan soon discovers the twisted and dark mythology that guides the Brothers' work. He flees into the most wasted lands of all, the Devastation. This fast-paced and gripping first book in the Longlight legacy provides a compelling yet chilling account of what can happen when brutal forces threaten to overtake a society. Rowan's quest reminds us that hope and the promise of a renewed life can come from the most unlikely sources. So excited. And Home Rooms and Hall Passes by Tom O'Donnell. I've been eyeing this for so long. So when I saw it there, I just finally picked it up. Pretty cool map. The second book was included in the sale on Amazon, so I got Heroes Level Up, the second one. In the mystical realm of Briandalore, every day the brave and the bold delve into hidden temples or forgotten dungeons, battling vile monsters and evil wizards to loot their treasure hoards for sweet, sweet magic items. But in their free time, our heroes, Thramdor, the mighty barbarian, Divus, the shifty thief, Vela, the noble paladin, Sourshade, the gloom elf assassin, and Alberix, the good wizard, need to relax and unwind. That's why they meet up once a week to play Homerooms and Hall Passes, a role-playing game where they assume the characters of average American 8th graders. But when the 5 young adventurers are magically transported into their H&H game by an ancient curse, they must be band together to survive the toughest challenge yet. Middle school. This sounds so intriguing and unique. It shows this as a companion novel to Ella Enchanted, so I'm not going to read the synopsis, by Gail Carson Levine. So I wanted to get this since I just read that and really enjoyed it. Fairest. It's a beautiful cover. And then these, I love this cover, but I don't know if they made any more with this cover. I'm not going to read the synopsis because I don't know which order this is, but this is the Lady Grace Mysteries Betrayal by Grace Cavendish. I love this cover. And they're just so up my alley. So I'm so excited that I found at least one of them with that. And then I always thought this book was a lot shorter, so when I saw it, I picked it up. Igrin the Brave by Cornelia Funk. Illustration. Igrin dreams of becoming a famous knight just like her great-grandfather, but the truth is, life at the family castle is rather boring. Until the nefarious nephew of the Baroness next door shows up. He's got a dastardly plan to capture the castle and claim as his own the wonderful singing spell books that belong to Igrin's magician parents. To make matters worse, at the very moment of the siege, her mom and dad mess up a spell, turning themselves into pigs. Igrin's birthday wish has come true, and the challenge is bigger than she ever bargained for. Will she face her fears and find the courage to save the day and the books? So intrigued. That was all I got at that bookstore. I did get this other sequel. I forgot. They marked it way down, so I went ahead and got it. The second in the Forgotten Five, The Invisible Spy by Lisa McMahon. I forgot that sequel. Excited to have that. The third one comes out not before too long too. Another special editions I forgot. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. It has these. And it's just beautiful. And then Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Again, I got Jack Zulu and the Waylanders Key by S.D. Smith and J.C. Smith. And S.D. Smith is the author of the Green Ember series, which I've been trying to buy the whole series forever, and Amazon keeps losing it. I just purchased the book again, so hopefully they get it here. And this is apparently a father-son duo writing effort, so I'm very excited and intrigued by that. This is an enchanting adventure in the tradition of Tolkien and Lewis, as well as Spielberg and Lucas. But this fantastical journey launches in rural West Virginia in the 80s, with a half Appalachian, half African kid trying to escape the town he sees, defining his small, sad life. Jack discovers a gate hiding a city between 12 realms and finds out where he truly belongs in a surprising, satisfying adventure. And then they marked this one down to like $4 on Amazon, and I had been eyeing it. The Marvelous Adventures of Maggie and Methuselah, Mystery in Hong Kong by Sarah Brennan. And it's very illustrated. Maggie loves hanging out with her best friends, Methuselah, her talkative African gray parrot, and Edmund, the richest boy in Hong Kong, but she loathes attending boring parties with her high-flying mom and dad. Little does she know that a family fun day at a government house will trigger a thrilling adventure involving one of Hong Kong's greatest mysteries. What happened to the immensely valuable Chatter collection, which was hidden on the eve of the Japanese invasion in World War II? Love a good mystery. Then I found this one on my searches and I was so excited. Keisha and the Rise of the Legacy by Book 1 of the Infernoverse by T.R. Tells. So I'm going to say upper middle grade. 14-year-old Keisha Alagiri thought she was just a normal teenager and that her biggest problems in life were what outfit to wear to school. But when her mother is kidnapped by an evil society, secrets get revealed that will change Keisha's life forever. Keisha finds out that her papa, Dante Alighieri, and his bloodline are hunters and protectors of the Inferno world. Keisha decides she will do anything to rescue her mother, anything. She is joined by Verona Morrow, who acts as her guide and mentor as they pass through the portal into the Inferno realm. There they will face monsters that she never thought actually existed. However, even more trouble is just around the corner. The monarchs are plotting to turn Keisha to evil and use her abilities to unlock an ancient power that will help them control the world. Will Keisha and Verona be able to overcome the impossibly dangerous obstacles that stand in their way? And will Keisha be able to save the Inferno and become the legacy she was born into? So intrigued. Another one I found during my search. I was so happy. The Girl with a Spoon for a Soul by Iva Fidel. So beautiful. On Harmony Hill, being different is practically a crime, and when 12-year-old Normaline moves to town with her family of misfits, she wants nothing more than to blend in. When a mysterious passage opens up beside her house one morning, she stumbles into a strange and gloomy village where the rules for fitting in have been turned topsy-turvy, and everyone she meets is peculiar. With an extraordinary new companion at her side, Norma finds herself at the center of a harrowing controversy that sweeps her into a world of slugs' tails and spiderwebs, shadowy secrets, and very sticky conspiracy. But will she ever get back home? A ghoulishly fun adventure. Another one I'm so happy I found, and it's beautiful. The Memory Thief by Bryce Moore. After witnessing another one of her parents' public fights, twin brother and sister Benji and Kelly wander off at the local county fair. Benji runs into a group of bullies and escapes into a tent called the Memory Emporium, where he meets a strange old man inside named Lewis. The old man shows him a magically vivid memory of a fighter pilot in the hopes of getting Benji to pay to see other memories Lewis has collected from people over the years. Benji quickly realizes the ability to take memories could help his parents stop fighting with each other, and he asks Lewis to teach him how to become a memory thief. But Lewis isn't the only person with the ability to show and manipulate memories. There's also the mysterious Genevieve, a memory thief with much more nefarious motives. Benji learns how to manipulate memories himself, but having the power comes at a cost to his family and possibly to his own mind as well. Genevieve's powers get out of control and she steals more and more memories from people in town, including Benji's sister Kelly. Benji must learn to use his newfound power as he is the only one able to stop Genevieve. Sorry, the way the font is, the colors together after the reader, it's supposed to be able to read it. But so excited, it sounds amazing. I've had this one on my wish list forever. I'm so happy I finally got it. Ethan Fox and the Eyes of the Desert Sand by E.L. Sear. After barely escaping abduction at the hands of Grimleaver vampires, 13-year-old Ethan Fox encounters a girl he is deeply drawn to. The two young strangers discover that they share a bond, both missing memories of their past together. Ethan and Haley are lured away, awakening at their residence, a mysterious parallel world within our own. There they unravel the mysteries of their tangled past and help the caretakers protect the human world from the Grimleavers and their evil plans to enslave humanity. 3 more I am so happy I found. The Magic Orchard by Melanie Ashfield. So beautiful. And illustrations inside. How could Sabe and his soon-to-be half-siblings, Ben, Amy, and Megan, have ever thought the school holiday with no Wi-Fi could be boring? What is the strange kingdom they have discovered through the old orchard at the back of the new house? Who is the strange wizard child Marley, and why have they been kept hidden at High Hats Academy for over a century? Can they solve the mystery in a land with surprises at every turn? And can they develop some magic of their own along the way? So excited. And then I found Book of Leprechauns, The Lore Gatherers by Jonathan Uffelman. A malignant being is haunting Sean McClanahan and his daughter Molly. When it steals their gold, they are thrust into an epic adventure hurtling back through time to ancient Rome. To save themselves, Molly and her father must come to terms with a painful past, heal old wounds, and grapple with the most powerful leprechaun magic ever known to lore gatherers. But even with the help of poetry-writing fox and a hyper-intelligent chicken, can they save the universe? So excited. And then I was so happy when I found Milo Savage and the Gargoyle Hunters, The Secret of the Moonstone by D.S. Quinton. I love that cover. When a museum statue comes to life during a school field trip, 11-year-old Milo receives a dire message. The secret has been found. But what secret? Realizing that Milo shows signs of being a gargoyle hunter, his mother takes him into the creepy Catskill Mountains to stay with his uncle Horace. There he'll be safe until he can learn about the gargoyles and how they protect the human race. But after she disappears in a swarm of locusts and Uncle Horace is kidnapped by the Snarlocks, a rogue gargoyle clan, Milo finds himself alone. That is until a talking dog and a cement garden gnome lead him and his newly found friends on the adventure of a lifetime. Milo and his friends must travel into the world of the gargoyles and rescue his Uncle Horace before the Snarlocks uncover the secret and doom all of humanity. So intrigued by that. And then I've been wanting these for so long. I finally got the first one. And Greta Zargo and the Death Robots from Outer Space by A.F. Harold. There's at least one more. Greta Zargo doesn't know it, but she is the only one who can save planet Earth from the death robots coming to destroy it. But right now, she is a bit busy figuring out who stole the cakes. Warning, this book contains robots, peanuts, squirrels, trousers, an 11-year-old spelling mistake, baths, and yes, lots of cake. I love that. I've had my eye on this one for so long. I was so happy I finally got it. Through the Skylight by Ian Welcome. When Jared, Shireen, and Miranda are each given one glittering gift from an old Venetian shopkeeper, they never fathom the powers they are now able to unleash. They never expect that their very reality is about to be utterly upended, and the adventure has hardly begun. For in another time, centuries earlier, another trio, Rashid, Maria, and Francesca, have been thrown together under terrible circumstances. They have been kidnapped, and along with hundreds of other children, will be sold into child slavery, unless, that is, they can find some way to save them all. But all their fates lie in the hands of Jared, Shireen, and Miranda. The future and the lives of these three very modern children become entirely intertwined with those of the children from the past. Danger, it seems, has a way of spanning centuries. Illustrations, too. I was very intrigued by that. And then a newer release that was part of the Amazon sale. I got that. And so when I got that, I got this one. And it was, because it was marked down to like $8 and it's a hardback. So it says Frozen 2 it's based off of, but the newer release isn't, so I'm talking about the older release first. Forest of Shadows, an original tale by Camilla Binko. And I think she's the author of the Unicorn Quest series, which I loved so much. I've been wanting more middle grade from her. I think she's supposed to do a spin-off series. I know she had a baby, so I don't know what exactly is going on with the series spin-off from that, but I'm excited to have another book from her nonetheless. I haven't seen Frozen 2 yet, so I don't know if I should read the synopsis of this in case it does spoil anything. If they're that connected, I don't know if it's a complete retelling or what, so I won't do that. But very excited. And then the newer release that was part of the Amazon sale, Disney's Frozen Polar Nights, Cast into Darkness, an original tale by Jen Kalanita and Marie Mancusi. So beautiful. I don't want to read the synopsis of this one either. I don't want to. I don't know. Just in case it does. I don't know. That's a long synopsis and I don't want it to spoil anything. And I found this series. It was coming out like one every 2 weeks until it was fully all the way out, starting in September or October. So I got them all. It would have been a perfect October read, but the last one didn't get here until November or something. Or maybe it was even December or something. Yeah, I didn't get, yeah. But Hollow Tween, Graveyards and Ghoulies, Cynthia Pace. Graveyards and Ghoulies is the first book. And then Moonlight and Mischief. And Potions. Spells and Spooks. Tuesday Skullcap doesn't realize there's a reason her favorite holiday is Halloween, and she's drawn to spooky things like a magnet, and her best friend is a snarky black cat named Nightshade, until her 12th birthday. Then her whole world is turned upside down when her family reveals she is a witch who's just come into her full powers. But Tuesday barely has time to get used to her new reality before she is thrust into the most dangerous adventure of her life. Can her new powers keep her out of trouble, or will darker forces get the best of her? Very excited to have that. I was so happy when I found these on Amazon too. Love the colors. Book 1, this is the Lake Mason series. Book 1 is Lake Mason and the Firestone Fires by Brian Alline. And then Lake Mason and the Super Q Trials. 12-year-old Lake Mason only wants 2 things in life: to avoid going to Crapville Middle School at all costs, and to be a secret agent someday. When he wins a chance to compete for a scholarship to the exclusive Firestone School, he jumps in, but the further he advances in the competition, the more apparent it becomes that something sinister is happening behind the scenes. As Lake pieces together the mystery, he finds himself facing the most difficult choices of his life. Can he win a scholarship and stop a thief from stealing the plans to a world-changing technology, or should he choose one mission over the other to avoid failing at both and ruining everything? Very intrigued by those. And then I got this set. It was on Amazon. $30 at the time, so that made it like $6 a book. The 6th book wasn't included, and I kind of see why, because I went on there and it was $20. for a paperback. And I was like, yeah, no. So that's just on my wish list until they decide to go down to a normal price. But I don't remember what the series is called. The 5 Realms series, maybe? But The Legend of Puck in One Ear by Kieran Larwood. It's the first book. Back when rabbits were small, twitchy, terrified things, warrens were little more than a collection of holes and tunnels. Now, there are entire villages and cities built under the earth, completely out of sight. Podkin is the son of Lopkin, chieftain of the Munbury Warren. He wasn't a hero back then. He hadn't slain any giant rabbits or formed any robber bands. Oh, and he still had both his ears. He was also perhaps the laziest, most spoilt son of a chieftain in the whole 5 realms. But when his warren is attacked by the Gorm, the most terrifying threat to rabbit kind, Podkin has to step up, and so a leader is born. In the second book, The Gift of Dark Hollow, East of Grimheart, Uki and the Outcast, Uki and the Swamp Spirit. And like I said, I know there's at least one more, but I'm not going to get it until that price goes down. And then The Stars We Never Saw by Emily Garabrandt. Growing up in Vienna in the 1930s, Isles? Not sure if I'm saying that right. Stadler has the typical dreams and questions of any child, how she fits into the world, what her purpose is, and who the mysterious woman who lives next door is. Her curiosities about the stars above her and the shapes of the constellations are all answered by her father's exciting bedtime stories. Else goes into hiding after the Anschluss when the Nazis invade and take her parents away. Unbeknownst to Else, her father has crafted an escape plan for her, and she is whisked away to a small town in the Alps by the name of Maria Alm. In the town, Else tries to continue her life as normal. She bonds with her host, Aunt Gisela, and befriends a fun-loving girl named Greta, while grappling with feelings of betrayal to her old life. She's not a country girl, she's a city girl. She's the gleeful, red-headed girl that plays with her father at the park, right? But soon Else discovers a Jewish boy hiding in a barn on the hill behind her new home, and whom she quickly connects and cares for. And after the town is searched for hidden Jews, it is clear he needs a safe place to live. As the Nazis begin to take control of Austria, Else must rely on her courage and wit to protect those she loves and keep hope that she will one day find herself against all odds. Like an important story. And then 10 Mile by Sandra Dallas. That cover. And the naked hardback is the same as the cover. Life in 1880 10 Mile, Colorado isn't easy, but it's all that 13-year-old Sissy Carlson knows. She's lived there her whole life, watching her father, the local doctor, tend to the town's citizens. While the mountain setting is gorgeous, 10 Mile is a rough gold mining town where the line between life and death feels thin. Mining is a hard job. Men are often hurt or even killed. Sissy sees the same thin line between the haves and the have-nots as she assists her father in his practice, seeing firsthand the personal and not always private struggles of his patients. Sissy is starting to think about where she might fit into the world beyond 10 Mile. What opportunities might she find if she could just get away? What kind of features does 10 Mile offer, especially for a girl? And this was in my October anticipated release, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. But it was included in the Amazon sale, so I was finally able to get it. Outside Nowhere by Adam Borba. Like little illustrations. Yeah. And then the Sackville Street Caper by Alan Nolan. Dublin, 1858. Bram Stoker, boy seeking adventure and things to write about. Molly Malone, part-time fishmonger and full-time sneak thief. When Bram runs away from boarding school and meets streetwise Molly, he finds all the excitement he's ever wanted. Together they explore the city with its Sackville Street spooks, hoodlums, and heroes, and let's not forget the very creepy Count Valdemar Graf Constantin de Lugosi. As Bram looks for inspiration for the famous book he has yet to write, Dracula, our two heroes stumble upon a dastardly plot to steal the Irish crown jewels. Let the game of cat and mouse begin. I love that. Got a little good retelling, like how Dracula was created and he's a kid, so Bram Stoker. Very excited. And then Odelia and the Varmint by Jenny Moore. This is so beautiful. When a pair of unruly fictional pirates escape out of their book in Victorian London, 11-year-old Adelia Hardlock Smith's lonely life is turned upside down. Captain Blunderfuss and Cook are rude, dangerous, and obsessed with marzipan fruits, but they could be the answer to all her prayers. Pirates mean treasure, and poor fatherless Odelia could really do with some of that. Unfortunately, there's more to treasure than buried chest of rubies and diamonds, as Odelia is about to discover the hard way. Love that. Victorian London, yeah. Very excited for that. And then Dusty in the Outwild by Rhiannon Williams. This is a naked hardback. So beautiful. Dusty has grown up hearing whispers about her mysterious Aunt Meg, who went off to live out wild and never returned. Yet Dusty's father refuses to discuss what happened, and her only clue is a photograph of her aunt as a young girl with a strange monkey-like creature on her shoulder. But when Dusty learns that her family's beloved brushland property might be sold, she's convinced that only Meg could stop it happening. So Dusty sets off to find her, and that's when she discovers what Outwild really means. The Outwilds are beguiling, dangerous, and full of creatures Dusty half remembers from old bedtime stories. Beautiful but deadly. Is Meg still out there? And even if she is, how will Dusty bring her home? So excited. Bramble Fox by Catherine Tordasi. When the golden-eyed fox seems to beckon 12-year-old Portia, she can't resist seeing where it leads her. Soon her ordinary summer holiday in Wales has turned into an extraordinary adventure through fairy, a wondrous world hidden behind a magic door deep in the woods. But there are dangers lurking there. Portia has disturbed the summer of the Grey King and his ghostly army. She'll need the help of her friend Ben and their newfound fairy companions to save both fairy and the human world. Will they find strength within themselves to succeed? Very intrigued by that. And recently, me and my husband, he had a day off and we went to a bigger city nearby. And I found a used bookstore there. And so they sold used and new. First, I'll talk about what I bought new. I don't think I've ever seen this before. War of the World Records by Matthew Ward. And this is the second book, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. The first book is The Fantastic Family Whipple, but it just sounded so amazing. And it's a local bookstore, so I didn't mind buying it new. So, very excited. And that was the only one I bought new. This one was $4.99, so, and I've never heard of it before. Lucky Strikes by Louis Bayard. So beautiful. With her mama recently dead and her pa out of the picture since her birth, big sister Amelia is suddenly in charge of her younger brother and sister, and the family gas station, Harley Blevins, local king and emperor of Standard Oil, is in hot pursuit to clinch his fuel monopoly. To keep him at bay and her family out of foster care, Amelia must come up with a father and fast. And so when a hobo rolls out of a passing truck, Amelia grabs opportunity by its beard. I'm just so intrigued by that. And this just looks so cute. Maybe for Christmas, maybe next year. It was only $3.50. The Nutcracker Mice by Kristen Kladstrup. And I had never heard of it before, and it's illustrated by Brett Helquest, who's one of my favorite illustrators. I'm so excited. There are mice at the Mariinsky Theater. Behind the walls of St. Petersburg's famous theater, Esmeralda has won the lead role in the Russian Mouse Ballet Company's new ballet, to be staged at Christmas time alongside the human performance. But when Esmeralda learns that the Nutcracker features mice as villains, she worries that the city's ballet-loving mice won't come to see it. Will her first appearance on stage be her last? To make matters worse, the theater's custodian is on a mission to rid the building of its mouse population. Esmeralda finds an unlikely ally in Irina, the custodian's daughter, who believes that the Mariinsky mice are special and is determined to save their lives and their production. So intrigued by that. I'm so happy I found it. I'm $3.50 and it's brand new. I'm so excited. And the illustrator, like, Then I've had my eye on this one for a while, and it was $3. The Talent Show by Dan Goodman. The kids of Cape Bluff, Kansas had no idea there were so many aspiring stars among them until a tornado ripped through their town. That's when they decided to have a talent show to raise money to rebuild. Now everyone is showing what they're made of, the good, the bad, and the bizarre. But the kids have to prove that their talent is worth the cost of admission, because like the saying goes, the show must go on. This is another one I'd never heard of, and it's animals, but it sounded so cute, and it was $4.50, so, and it's a National Book Award finalist. The True Blue Scouts of Sugar Man Swamp by Kathy Appelt. Raccoon Brothers, Bingo, and Jemiah are the newest recruits of the official Sugar Man Swamp Scouts. The opportunity to serve the Sugar Man, the massive creature that rules over the swamp and delights in delicious sugarcane, is an honor. Yes, it is. And in fact, all the critters in the swamp rely heavily on the intel of these hard-working scouts. 12-year-old Chatburn, on the other hand, is not a member of any such organization. But he does know the canebrake lullaby and how to fry a sugar pie like nobody's business. Plus, he loves the swamp something fierce. He'll do anything to protect it, and good for that, because there's trouble headed for this here swamp. Trouble from every direction. Sadly, the fate of the swamp and everyone who lived there depends on Chap and the scouts. So it's not just all animals, like there's a 12-year-old. So I'm very excited I found that. And then Sugar and Ice by Kate Mesner. This was $2. Step onto the ice where girls aren't always nice. For Claire Boucher, life is all about skating on the frozen cow pond and in the annual maple show right before the big pancake breakfast on her family's maple farm. But all that changes when Claire is offered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a scholarship to train with the elite skaters in Lake Placid. Tossed into a world of mean girls on ice where competition is everything, Claire soon realizes that her sweet dream come true has sharper edges than she could have imagined. Can she find the strength to stand up to the people who want her to fail and the courage to decide which dream she wants to follow? And I don't think any of these is the first book, so I'm not going to read a synopsis, but I've always been intrigued with these and wanted to read them, but I want these illustrations, especially by Peter and Thompson. He's one of my favorite illustrators. And so they had 2 of them, and they were both $3.50 and never read, so I got them. Artemis Fowl and the Time Paradox by Jan Kolfer. Artemis Fowl and The Last Guardian. So I was excited I found those for such a great price. And that was all I got there. And then finally, I think this is listed as YA and middle grade in some places, and some people reviewing it said maybe like upper middle grade. Like as far as, so I don't know, but I wanted to keep it. It's a beautiful cover, and it was included in the Amazon sale. So I'll see. It's Children of Ragnarok, the Runestone Saga by Cinda Williams Chama. I'm not sure, I'm not going to read the synopsis, but I just wanted to show that I got it. I'm going to do a little more research, but there's that. Alright, and that's everything. Finally. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Oh, today's shirt's just Motley Crue. Girls, girls, girls. I don't remember what's on the back, but I also wanted to say it says Satan on my shirt, and I really don't like that, but it says Sons of Satan and Shout at the Devil, you know, the song and all that stuff. But I don't think anything of it, so it's not that deep to me. It's just a shirt. It's just a band from the 80s that I love. So, but I hated seeing that on the shirt on this video, so I wanted to explain that it's a band from the 80s, Motley Crue. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have you read any of these? Did you like them? Did you not? Are you excited about any of them? Let me know in the comments. And if you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.